we're back on our Sunday mornings live, and I was saying on the other stream that I am a huge fan of all things celebrity, which drives Nazarena a little crazy because if it has anything to do with celebrity, I'm like there for it. But I'm not a super huge football fan, even though I'm from Tennessee. But this week I saw this article on Tyreek Hill, who's a player for the Dolphins. Basically, people had started, I guess the gossip mill was going on that he had filed for divorce from his wife, who he just married, like in the last few months. He hasn't been married very long. And his response was like, yeah, I fired that bonehead lawyer. I have no idea what you're talking about. And then people were showing him the pleadings, and he was like, I don't know how that happened. Like, Nazarena, we have got to break this down because I have so many questions and theories about what in the heck happened with this guy. So Naz pulled the file and looked some stuff up, and she was filling me in on some of the juicy details this morning. So I guess a good place to start is when I first saw this, I immediately said to Nazarena, how could he not know that the lawyer filed? He has to have signed his petition. And then what did you figure out, Naz?
It actually wasn't signed. So to fill it in, it says they got married November 8th, 2023. So like, what is that? Like 45 days ago? So they just got married. The petition was filed and it was not signed by Tyreek, actually. It just has the attorney at the bottom. So he actually never signed it. And it was, yeah, and it was filed on January 22nd. But this is why we have clients sign everything. Not only do we have them sign everything, we have them review everything before we file. Any document, any motion, a lot of our motions don't even have to be signed by clients, but we send it to them to make sure, hey, look, is everything in this document correct, first of all? Second of all, thanks for reviewing it. We're going to, file it within the next day or two. And that way our clients know what's going on in their cases every step of the way, especially in some of these cases with our clients who are living in the same house and need to be aware if someone's about to get served with a petition, for example, right? Like domestic violence issues. So there's just so many reasons to make sure that you have a client review and sign as much as you can, whatever they can sign. We have them sign it. So it was filed on January 22nd, 2024. And then 4 days later, on the 26th, she has an attorney file saying that they will be accepting service for her in the future. And that's it. That's all that's happened this week.
Well, so you were telling me another thing that I thought was kind of interesting and funny, right? So one of the articles that I was reading, and when I repost this, I'll put some screenshots in the comments for you guys. But one of the articles I was reading was saying, I think he had 3 kids with other women last year in the months preceding him getting married to his longtime girlfriend. And Nazarena was saying, so, well, just to break this down a little bit. So I guess supposedly the lawyer files a petition for divorce without Tyreek having any idea that his attorney was filing this petition for divorce, which, okay, so my first question's resolved. He didn't sign the petition, which is weird, but it's something that can happen. So then I'm like, why would a lawyer ever file a petition for divorce on a client's behalf if they had not been told to do that? Like, most of us don't just say, sign me up to do some extra work that I haven't been asked to do for some unknown reason. And I was like, I don't know, maybe he had authorized it at some point in time and then took his word back or something. But Naz was looking and saw that on was it the same day that it was filed?
So when I do a search, and granted, anyone can go onto the Broward Clerk's website and look these things up. What you can't do if you don't have an account is look through the documents. But obviously I look through the documents, right? Because I can. So there are 2 other pending cases with Tyreek. Those 2 cases are paternity cases, meaning he wasn't married to the mother of the child, but is trying to establish his rights in court. Those are 2 different mothers on those 2 different cases, right? So
this is 3.
We've got 3
people by now,
3 different women, 3 different cases, correct? interestingly enough, when you look at one of the cases, one is still open and pending. The other one was closed, so I wanted to see why it was closed. Interestingly enough, it was closed with a final judgment of paternity just a few days ago, but within it, it says that they reached an agreement, which we don't have, it's confidential, we don't have any of that, but they reached an agreement on January 22nd, 2024, which interestingly enough is the